Here are the answers to the warm-ups on April 30th. So it says graph, and the equation I gave you is a quadratic equation in the factored form. So that has its advantages, especially if you want to get the x-intercepts. All right, so the first thing I want to do is, well, find the x-intercepts. So hopefully you recall that whenever you have an x-intercept on your graph, it always means the y value has to equal 0. So I'm going to go into my equation. I have to figure out what value for this x will make the entire answer 0. And of course that means I need it to be 3 because 3 minus 3 is 0 and 0 times anything is still 0. So 3 is one of my x-intercepts. And then I need to find the value for the other x that makes the entire answer 0. And that would have to be 5, because 5 minus 5 is 0, and 0 times anything is also 0. So those are my two x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are 3 and 5. All right, then it asks you what the y-intercept is. Now the y-intercept is when the value of x equals 0. So this is the y-axis, also when x equals 0. So if I had the expanded form, it would tell me the y-intercept right away. I don't have that, but that's okay. I just have to make every x 0. So 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. And of course, you multiply those together. So you get a positive 15. That, let's just put that up here, is going to be the y-intercept. So y-intercept is 15. Notice in a quadratic, a lot of times you get two x-intercepts and one y-intercept. Not always two x-intercepts, but usually, at least for now. And then the next thing it asks for is the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry is then always halfway between, or the mean of your x-intercepts. And between 3 and 5, of course, is 4. So that's going to be the exact center of our parabola. So I'll do the line of symmetry is when x equals 4. And then I have to use that because I also asked for the vertex. The vertex means the highest or lowest point. So if I start to graph this, the graph is going to come down, it's going to go through here, it's going to come back up because it's symmetric, it's going to have straight, there you go. I don't know exactly how low it's going to drop. That's what I'm looking for. That's the vertex, the lowest or highest point, in this case the lowest point. So to do that, I take my line of symmetry, where x is 4, and I plug or substitute that in for each of my x's. So clean this up a little bit. That x becomes a 4, and 4 minus 3 is 1. That x becomes a 4, 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Multiply them together, and negative 1 ends up being the value for y. So x was 4 and y turns out to be negative 1, which seems to make sense. It doesn't really look like this drops very low below the axis here. So now I have all the points that I need to basically do a nice quality graph. The next question says evaluate, and this is something that comes into play a lot now in quadratics. We've looked at this throughout the entire school year. We've talked about order of operations has to get used correctly. And when you get to quadratics, that is y. So let's assume x is negative 2. So I'm going to put negative 4 x squared plus x plus 1. I replace the x's with parentheses. And then inside I'm putting the value of negative 2. So now again, it's order of operations. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Then you take negative 4 times 4, which is negative 16. And then you just solve. Negative 16 plus the negative 2 is negative 18, plus 1 is negative 17 as your first answer. The second problem is x squared minus 4x. Again, replace the x's with parentheses and put negative 2 in the parenthesis. And the order of operations. So exponent, negative 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. and then you are subtracting that. So it really means you have 4 plus 8, or 12, as your answer.